Infamous Element back. It's been a long time. A real long time since I've streamed. Lots has changed and all for the better. So much more happy now. Everything's great. And I can feel like I can actually start doing this again. But I mainly got on because a player wanted to see some of my hammer builds. So I'm basically just streaming for a little bit just to get some video to showcase my hammer builds real quick. And that's pretty much it. I might do some gameplay as well, I guess. Might as well, right? So we're just gonna jump into a game here and kind of just go over the skills I use, why I use them, and maybe some other skills that are maybe even talked about for hammer. So yeah, we'll get into that in a second. I guess the biggest one is a lot of people think you need slugger or need focus. Focus is definitely not needed. The reason why is because sometimes you'll need that time gap of, do you want to do a level 1? Do you want to do a level 2? A level 3? Maybe not the level 1 so much. It's not really that great. But the time frame between 2 and 3, if you have focus, it's going to be a lot shorter. And sometimes you might want to close the gap compared to doing a level 3 charge. So that's why I find focus kind of like not really needed. And if that was the case, you usually want to go level 3 focus. And in that case, it's just taking too many slots in your build, and I think it will just take away too much damage from you. Slugger, on the other hand, I feel that you don't need it. I really feel you don't need it. And I could see maybe one point of it, just because you do start off at 20%, and increasingly it only goes up 10%, not really worth it. And I'd say if you have extra space, you could throw one slugger in there, and that's fine. But if you don't have the space, definitely do not want to invest into it. It's really not that good. You're only going to get so many stuns, even if you play perfectly against a monster. Alright, I gotta do my daily petting of the poogs, or my mini domo. Alright, so let's I haven't played in like a few days now. So here's my main hammer build right here. Alright. I'm gonna go over all the weapons and everything, right? So this is a Shara hammer. I'm using the handicraft, using basically the Master's Touch set, and I'll go over the skills right here. So from this set, I'm gonna get all that, you know, level 7 crit eye, attack 4, handicraft, obviously from the charm, health boost 3, crit boost 3, weakness exploit, blast attack is just part of the Teostra set, Kaiser. Same with the heat guard, latent power. Those are all part of the set. 1 point of agitator. Any more is always great, but at least 1 is good, because it'll at least give you another 5% crit and a little bit more attack. Any more just increases your attack by 4, I think, each time, and then at level 4 it goes up to 7 crit, which is not that much, but at 5 it gives you 10, I believe. But we'll go over that, and then let me see. Okay, those are the rest of the skills. Okay, so then Divine Blessing, have 1 point in the build, and then 2 is in the mantles, so you get the max blessing. And that's probably going to be in the Rocksteady mantle. And I'll go over the mantles as well, some choices. You don't have to actually use temporal and rocksteady. I just prefer them on hammer because you'll probably clutch claw combo off of your attacks to weaken multiple parts off your off the monster. And then flinch free. I think this is probably one of the most needed out of all the weapons. I mean, granted, it's good on every weapon, especially if you can sit there and attack a lot. But it's really needed on hammer because your strongest attacks come from the end of your combo. And if you're getting flinched everywhere by your teammates, it's going to suck for you. I mean, there is times where you can't get flinched when you have your charge on your hammer. So if you charge on your hammer while you're charging your hammer, and I mean power up your hammer, like you do the circle power up move, right? And then you charge up your hammer to level 3. While you're charging, you can't be flinched out of it by your teammates. And if you have your hammer charged up, powered up, I should say powered up instead of charged up because charge is anyway. If you have it powered up while you're doing your Big Bang combo, you can't get knocked out of that. But your other combos, you can. And sometimes you might not have time to do the Big Bang combo and you have to do the pound golf swing combo instead because you don't have time to do the full Big Bang combo. So, and that's gonna suck if you're gonna get flinched everywhere. So yeah, definitely needed. It's always nice. And in fact, flinch free is really good on every weapon. But I feel like, especially for hammer, since you're going to be focusing the head, you need to not get knocked out of your stuff. Anyway, so the Shara is non-element, so throw on the non-elemental boost. That's extra damage, of course. And I feel Coalescence is a really great skill. Even if your weapon doesn't even have element or status on it. Reason why, just recovering from any status is going to give you 12 attack, 12 power. That's like 3 attack joules into 1 for just recovering from a status element. So at least 1 point is good. If you can go all the way, well, I would say only go all the way if you had an elemental or I don't think status is really that. I mean, I guess if you have the status too, I really feel it's better on like an elemental. Actually, Coalescence, believe it or not, I think that's really strong on the dual daggers, especially the ice and blast one, and the fire and poison one, because Coalescence, it buffs attack, elemental, and status build. So basically it's going to buff all 3 of those things for you on that weapon. Oh well, on those weapons. But anyway, we'll go to the decorations now. We'll go through here. Now, this is how I have it set up. You can do it any way you want. And I actually have free meal on this set because, and you don't have to actually have that. It's just, it saves me resources every once in a while. That's all it's for me. You don't have to use this skill. I'm not saying you need to use this skill. It's definitely, but if you're trying to like save some items here and there, it can do that. That's all it's there for. And granted, I have plenty of resources now. Like, well, I've always had good resources because you just have to keep up with your farming and gardening, and if there is some stuff that you might be short on, you can always go to the Elder Melder and try to meld that item to kind of catch up. Or some items just really suck to like craft and make because they take forever to get all the materials, like max potions. You know, they have to go through a process. So, you know, granted, you should still make those items for that item because you want to take some extra with you because you could take, you know, the Mega Nutrients and the Mandragora to craft extra max potions in your fight. So we have a few extra. So yeah, so this is what mine looks like. Really simple, nothing too extravagant. You can even change out the protection if you don't really want the protection, the critical jewel here. I mean, you can. That's the great thing about the four slotted decorations. You can kind of change and mix and match everything you want. But I just feel like this is right there is great. At least get level 7 crit eye. If you can, get attack 4. Anything higher, you know, it's great. It's not going to make or break you that much. It's going to give you a little bit more attack, which is great. But mainly you want to get it to 4 just for the extra bit of crit. Handicraft only if your weapon needs it. This weapon actually does need it to get to purple, and there's not a lot of purple. Hence why I run the Master's Touch set. And I'll tell you this much. Long as you're attacking the head or hitting weak spots and weakened spots, I rarely use that much sharpness off of this weapon. Like, if a monster has a transition to another area, chances are I probably don't even need to sharpen still. Just depending on the monster and where you're hitting. If you're make sure you're hitting the right spots, then you won't have to worry too much. Health boost. I feel health boost is kind of needed now. Maybe it's not going to be needed maybe later on when we get like maybe higher tier gear. And but I feel for now, because the monsters hit so hard, that it's kind of needed. So yeah, health boost is really good. It's going to make your survival potential better. It's needed, I think. And if you can't get 3, at least get 2. 2 is, I think, the bare minimum for health boost. I mean, unless you're a speedrunner and you're an amazing dodger and everything like that, you probably don't even need health boost. But for us casual gamers, you know, and me, I'm an old dude. I'm like late 30s, so yeah. I'm not in my in my younger prime, where you know, I have split second instant reactions and stuff like that. You know, I mean, my reactions are still pretty good because, you know, I've been playing games since I was a little kid, so I'm pretty still solid even now. But I know when I was younger, I could do some stuff, especially when I used to play a lot of fighting games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel. Oh man, so many fighting games. And just having the split second reactions and dragon punches and everything. Anyway, that's another topic. Anyway, so moving on. Crit boost. If you're running crit eye, which you should be, I think every build nowadays is going to be running crit, because crit, it didn't get nerfed. You know, it didn't really get touched. It's still really good. So, if you're running crit eye, you're definitely running crit boost. And if you're running crit boost, you're definitely running weakness exploit. That, on the other hand, did get a nerf, and, well, with weakness exploit, you know, you're only going to get 30% affinity, unless you're attacking on softened spot. Then, you know, you're getting the 50%, back to where it was, basically. So, and I like to go through here. This is how I kind of like set my skills, because granted, on the right side, it will show you everything you have and stuff that's going to be from your mantles, like the attack boost, for example. It's going to show 2 slots, kind of, like they're kind of empty in the middle, and that's because they're from your mantles. But, look at this. Let's say I add another expert jewel, right? Look on the right side. it doesn't tell you that you have more than 7, right? How would you know that you have more than 7? This is how you do it. Touch the touchpad, right? Hit R1, and now you're gonna see all the skills you have, right? Go to crit eye. Count that total. That equals 8. You have 4 from your legs, 1 from the body, 2 from the head, and 1 from the weapon. The points right there, listed right under the armor slots. So I have a total of 8. On the right, it's not going to tell me that I have more. So I always go through here, the touchpad, and count my points and figure it out this way instead of relying on the right. Granted, the right is kind of nice to display everything. But yeah, so, and then now I have only attack 3. So I'll go over here, find my attack jewel, where is it? There. And now we'll go back in here, say, okay, 4, 2, and 1. I got 7. Great. Got my 4. Excuse me. I think I'm in my throat. And that's all good there. Anyway, so, yeah, don't rely on the right side. Rely on your touchpad and counting your points, because you might have over the amount that you need for that skill. My point example was the crit eye. I had 8 points of crit. On the right, it's not going to display it. So, I highly advise going through the touchpad. So anyway, moving on. Crit boost, weakness exploit. Always needed. Let me actually get some coffee here. I did actually wake up not too long ago, maybe like an hour or 2 ago. I worked late shifts, so this is actually like my morning. Anyway, blast attack, heat guard, that's part of the armor itself. It's not really something you equipped through your decorations and stuff like that. The latent power is the same thing. It's coming from the armor itself. I wouldn't recommend putting latent power into your set. Agitator is really good. It is actually something you would really want to put into your set. I do highly recommend that skill. Meaning, basically, because you can kind of control when a monster enrages. Basically, if you clutch claw the monster, right, and you hit their face 3 times, and then flinch them into a wall, they will be enraged right after they get up. Guaranteed. That's how it always works. So that's why Agitator is really good, because most of the time the monster is going to be pissed. So it's just more attack for you and affinity. So if you can fit more of this into your build, go for it. Especially the charm, which is really good because it'll give you 4 levels. You could even, instead of the handicraft, you could possibly, well, let me see. What's the sharpness on this weapon? Nah, not with this weapon. Maybe with another weapon though. The reason why is because this weapon doesn't have a lot of white and purple, and if you take the handicraft, I think it'll go to blue, judging by what I could see over there. Got a little slot. It might have a little bit of white. If it does, it's very minor. But it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a little bit more attack. Let's see, if I had 5, I'd have 16 more attack. Yeah, I mean, that would probably increase my damage per hit. I would say, this is a rough estimate, okay? So, don't quote me on this, but I would say like maybe, only 16 points though. I would imagine like 5 to 7 extra damage per hit. So it's not huge. So, and it also depends on the hit. So maybe like the bigger hits, maybe like 10, maybe 15. maybe. But, you know, from like 500 to 550 damage, 10 extra points, you know, you're not gonna really be that stressed over that. Anyway, go back over here. Like I said, free meal, that's up to you. You don't have to put free meal. You could put another attack jewel if you wanted to. You could put, oh man, what could you else you could put in there? You could actually even change this 4 slot for something else. I mean, like I said, you can mix and match things. You don't have to put them exactly how I have them here. But as long as you get the basis, you're good. And the bases are crit eye, attack, well, not even really an attack. Crit eye, for this weapon, handicraft, health boost, crit boost, weakness exploit. It's mainly all you need. Really. That's all you need. Oh, and for hammer, yes, flinch free. Those are the essentials. And then non-elemental boost and coalescence. I already went over those and why you want them and need them. So this is my go-to hammer set. I use this for pretty much anything. It's elementless, so you can use it against any monster that you like to hammer. Yeah, nice and simple for that weapon. Now, I guess I said I would go over the mantles. So, the mantle choices, that's really up to you. I do feel temporal is kind of really nice on hammer because clutching the monster and just weakening multiple spots for your team. And of course, you should be hammering the freaking head. If you're not hammering the head, you're doing it wrong. I'm going to tell you that right now. Alright? Every once in a while, you can hit the other parts if it's not safe or you happen to land there, okay? But you should be focusing the head. If you're a hammer main or a hammer user, I swear to God, if you're sitting there on the ass of the monster, I'm going to get pissed. I'm not really gonna get pissed, but it's just gonna make me like, oh my god, why aren't you playing like longsword or greatsword if you're a hammer user? It makes no sense. Anyway, I mean, don't get me wrong, hitting the body parts with hammer does exhaust them, but exhaust in this game is kind of meh. Reason why is, yeah, you can exhaust a monster, but once they enrage, well, that goes out the window. You can't be exhausted while they're enraged. So, yeah, exhaust is kind of useless. The Rocksteady Mantle. Now, this is the only one I would say you could actually switch. And I put 2 protection jewels just to get it to the level 3. Because there's going to be times where you're going to get hit multiple times while using this mantle. Now, usually when I start off a fight, I'll throw on the Rocksteady first. Because chances are the monster's going to sit there and roar. So while he's doing that, I clutch claw his face, flinch him into a wall, and we begin. Alright? And now you won't have to worry about Rocksteady probably killing you too much because, you know, it can kill you because, you know, you can't be knocked down and you're taking multiple hits, you know, but play smart with it. Don't be just like, oh, I'm going to rely on Rocksteady to have enough defense and protection to not kill me in this and what. No, don't be relying on it. You should be dodging, not taking hits at all while you have this. If you take hits, it's going to reduce some damage, of course, naturally. And, you know, and stuff like that. And the protection jewels probably stack on it. So, it's nice, but it's not going to save your butt. Don't rely on it for that. Rely on it for going through monsters' roars so you can flinch them into a wall. That's mainly all I use it for, just to start the fight. I mean, granted, you can use other stuff for that, where you can just let the monster roar, or you roll through the roar and whatnot. But this just makes it easy. You know, I don't have to really play perfect or whatever. You know, no one's always going to play perfect all the time. Okay, trust me. And if you want something simple that they roar at you, you could just be like, sure, go ahead, buddy, and you know, you got him. You know, you could also use the clutch call. I mean, the ammo that you get. Like if you grab a stone, you could shoot it at a wall or a floor and whatnot around the monster, and they actually start looking in that direction, and they'll actually kind of investigate it. They're like curious as to what the heck that was, and they'll be looking in that direction, which is great because they won't be moving their head left and right looking around. They'll be just looking in and focusing on the area where you shot your stone. Really cool tip. And actually, I saw that from like speed runners and whatnot. They also do another one too. So get this. So you know how in the arena fights, right? They have that big boulder that sits up there where you can, you know, pull the lever and it drops your boulders on the monster and knocks him down and whatnot, right? So you can use that same technique that I just mentioned, where you shoot a stone. So you shoot the stone right underneath the boulder. So before the monster even sees you, right? You shoot the rock right in the middle right there, and they'll go investigate it. And then you just drop the boulders right on them. It's great. So now you don't have to actually set up a trap there or anything like that, or wait and see if you get lucky to hit the monster. No. You can just start off the match throwing the boulder right on them. And when they get up, you can just grab onto their face and launch them into a wall. So that's a great opener right there for your arena fights. Is it the best opener? Maybe not for speedrunners, but for casual play, I think it's like the best opener, because you'll get the boulder damage, you'll get those free hits, and then when it gets up, you can just, if you have the rock steady, he's probably got a roar at that time, and then you can just punch his face, throw him into a wall, and then he'll probably enrage after that. So yeah, good stuff. So anyway, Rocksteady can be swapped out. That's up to you what you want to swap it out for. I guess I can go over some different choices. What other mantles would I suggest? Well, obviously Glider is the most broken mantle you could use. And if you did use the Glider mantle instead of the Rocksteady, I would put well, this is going to be really rare, but if you have 2 level 4 Challenger decorations, I would throw it into there. And the reason why, that would give you level 5 Agitator. Really nice for this set. You know, obviously if you had another set with, you know, Agitator Charm, you wouldn't throw more Agitator in there, you would throw something else. But for this set, since it uses Handicraft and it has 1 level Agitator, I would definitely throw more Agitator into the Glider Mantle for the set. Vitality, I guess. Immunity Mantle I haven't really played too much of, and I feel it's really not that great. Especially if you're running Coalescence, not that great. But yeah, I mean, you could use it if you got instead of using a Null Berry to remove it, you could just throw on your Immunity Mantle to remove it, and then you'll get the Coalescence buff. I guess that could work, because I kind of see it, because I've done it with like a Thunderproof Mantle against Kieran and stuff like that. Now I do run this set against Kieran, and you're wondering, well, you're using Coalescence and then you're using a Thunderproof Mantle. Well, you're not going to have Thunderproof Mantle the whole time. Granted, you probably shouldn't get hit too much with Karen if your positioning is good and whatnot. You probably won't get hit with a lightning, especially if you know how she works. Just remember this tip when fighting Karen with a hammer. Lightning never really strikes twice in the same area when she's doing those little bolts everywhere. So if you see where a lightning bolt struck, right, you can go to that area and you will not get hit. Same thing when she does that everywhere, it's like sparking everywhere. Around her is like one of the safest spots because it always goes around her but not on her. But you can't be too close because you got to be careful because she could do the AoE bolt around her. So just be cautious of that. Impact Mantle, that's not really needed. I mean, you already do stun damage. This will increase your stun damage. It's better for other weapons. Yeah. This is another really good option, though. The Evasion Mantle. Now, it's actually really good, and I would. Well, this one has. I think it has like evasive. This is when I first started playing Iceborne, so I haven't really changed the decorations in it. But I would definitely throw Challenger, Agitator, basically, into the Evasion Mantle, and Evasion Mantle is really good. What can I say? You evade, you get more attack, and then it makes you evade really nicely. So that's good. It's really good. Dragon Proof. I guess you could take it for Devil Joe. Especially if you're using an elemental or a heavy status build weapon, so that way you can't get hit with the blight. But it's up to you. Same with the Thunderproof, Iceproof, Waterproof, Fireproof. These mantles, it all just it's just dependent on the fight. And yeah, like for hammer though, I don't really like hammering Teostra or Lunastra anymore. But if I did, I would. Yeah, I would take the Fireproof Mantle, definitely. Especially against Lunastra, for sure. You need Fireproof Mantle. She, her Nova is just ridiculous. So, highly recommend that. Assassin said nobody uses this. I've gotten it and I've never used it yet. So, it looks cool. It's good for like. Like farming, and I'm serious about that. Like, so if you're farming like in the guided lanes or something, just like pick it up, mining and gathering and stuff like that. You can use this so you can get to multiple areas faster, and that's it. That's all it's used for. Health booster still pretty good, not bad. Cleanser, it's pretty useless. Affinity. Still good, especially if you're a speedrunner. But still, really good. Solid. It just depends on your build. Like, you could go like all out damage, and then you could use the affinity booster to kind of like compensate for the affinity that you don't have. But that's like a speedrunner mentality. Like, you know? So. If you're able to do it, do it. Now, you're probably wondering, like, am I a speedrun? I don't speedrun, okay? I don't do that stuff. But I do kill stuff pretty fast. Like, if I were in an arena run, I could probably kill a monster within, like, 6-7 minutes. It's not bad. It's not a speedrunning time, like, where they do it in, like, what? Between, like, 3 to 5 minutes or something like that. So I kill things pretty fast. Like, I can't kill it, like, perfectly all the time. So anyway, let's go to the other hammer builds that I got. And there's not much difference between them. Alright? So this is, and I'm all using the same hammer. I don't have any other hammer, because, yeah. And I'll go over the other hammers that you could go and get, and possibly, but, ooh, excuse me. And possibly bake. But this set, all this is a part breaker set. Oh, and that's what I have on my weapon, modded. Affinity and health regen. So, forgot to probably mention that. So this set revolves on part breaking. This set is just mainly for Shara. That's all it's for. Unless you want to break some other parts, maybe for Kulf Tear-Off. I guess if you wanted to use that for her. I guess you could use it, but that's all it's for. Part breaking. That's all the set. It's pretty much the same set, except I'm running part breaker level 3. That's it. So yeah, that's all that's in there. Just so you know. Not much different. Here, I'll show you all the different stuff. Even using Fortify. In case I die to her. And then the Aqua Mobility is for running when you're in that stupid sand fall. Well, not sand fall, but we're in the quicksand. This will help you move through it a little bit better while you have the Rocksteady mantle on, and that's all it's there for. But that's all that set is for. Next set, Valhazek. All this set is same thing, except that you're running Miasma level 3 because you don't want to deal with that BS. Yes, you could run it to proc your Coalescence, but I think in this set I'm not even running Coalescence. Meaning why? Because I'm not going to get hit by that Miasma attack. I'm not going to be, because you don't want to deal with that. Okay, it's really bad. Because it can kill you. One, it halves your HP, and then two, the next moment you're getting hit, and then your life is gone. You're done. So yeah, you don't want to deal with that. And then you have to stop to do what you're doing to remove it, and then you gotta heal yourself. Yeah, F that noise. Just remove all that BS out of the way, and you're doing more damage per second, not dealing with it. So yeah, Miasma 3, good against Valhazek. I recommend. And then Hammer for Guild. The only thing different from here is I run one Geologist gem. That's it. Instead of probably the Satiated, you can run the Geologist gem, and that's just for picking up materials, so that way you pick up 2 instead of 1 when you're picking up those white shinies, you know? That's all it's for. Alright, and that's all my sets. Now, I guess I can go over the other hammers you can actually use. And there is one other hammer that I wish I could build in Iceborne, but it's not plausible yet. I mean, there is a hammer that does what I used to love doing, and it's just so weak. But maybe I might try modding it and figuring something out. Maybe it might be able to be worked. I just feel that its damage is so low that you can't do it. So I do have the Glavenus hammer here. Actually, it's not finished. I never actually finished it. I can finish it now, but I just never finished it. So this is another hammer that you could use instead of the one I'm using, the Shara one. Now, the problem is you have to play perfect with this weapon. Like, perfect. You're hitting weak spots all the time. Softened weak spots, I should mention. Because there's not a lot of sharpness on this weapon. So, yeah. It has some purple. It doesn't show here because it's only rarity 10. So it's not upgraded all the way. But it does have some purple. But it's not a lot. So that's why I said you had to play practically perfect with the weapon. I might try it because I do play really pretty well with the hammer. I've been playing hammer forever. Since Monster Hunter Tri, or Tree, or whatever you want to call it, 3. And it's been my main weapon then. And in World it was my main weapon, and it's still my main weapon. I just love the hammer. So I could actually, I might finish it and try it out just to see my potential, just to see how good I can do with it. But it's not going to be that much difference between the Shara weapon, and the Shara is more comfy. Like you don't have to play perfect all the time. You know, you can just be good. This was a really good starting hammer, too. And I love the design of this weapon. It reminds me of 3, because there was a hammer like this. So when you charge it all the way, the spikes come out of it, and it looks cool as hell. The thing is, I think in there, I think it was a paralysis hammer though before, wasn't it? In 3? I don't think it was a poison hammer. Anyway, so yeah, this is a good starting off weapon too. If you're just starting off, it has good slots. It goes to purple, solid damage, and don't take poison for granted. Poison actually does really good damage in this game now. And in fact, that's why the Luna longsword beats out any other longsword right now. It might not hit on the highest number scales compared to maybe other weapons, and it's only going to be minor difference. But the poison damage does a lot of damage. Over time, Tuna and Jinx, they did the calculation, and it does, I think, like 2,000 per round of damage in total. That's a lot of damage. Granted, you don't always see it, because you just see the damage ticking every once in a while. But it adds up. Trust me. Poison, don't underestimate it. So here's the paralysis weapon that I was talking about doing. I love paralyzed hammers. I freaking love them. I miss using this thing. Well, you know, you unlock the free element and use the Barrett hammer, or you can use it for power back then too. It was still a pretty solid weapon, but I mainly used it for paralysis. I think that was the only one. Oh, there was another one too. The Cold Tear Off eventually came out. Where is that one? This one. This is it. So this one was really good because I had crit status on it. So I used this hammer. This hammer was freaking awesome. Oh my god, it was just so good. Oh, it was so good. Oh man, para-hammering is so great. Oh man, it's so good. I miss it. So, the reason why I haven't really used this weapon is it's kind of poop. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Don't get me wrong, the paralysis on it is nuts. 510 paralysis is crazy. And you're thinking, for a hammer, that's kind of like, what the fuck? That's kind of dumb. Why would you use any element or paralysis or any status on the hammer? But believe it or not, you can proc it pretty well, especially if you're doing the slide bludgeon attack. Yeah, you're going to be proccing it a lot. You can even do the spinneroonie kind of attack, but I don't recommend ever doing that attack, even when you're running a status weapon, but you can, I guess, if you really wanted to proc it. But yeah, don't underestimate paralysis, because you can stun a monster, right? Now they're on the floor. You can't re-stun them, but you can build your paralysis on them, and then you paralyze them. Now you can build your stun on them. You see the cycle here, right? While a monster is downed by a status, aka like paralysis, you can't put more paralysis on that monster until they recover from that ailment. Same thing with stun. But they can be affected by other ailments while they're in that state. Granted, for example, let's say they were stunned and poisoned. Obviously, you can't stun them again, and you can't poison them again. You get the point. But you can build everything else on them. So that's why I like Paralysis Hammer, because you can stun them. Now you're building Paralyze, then you paralyze them. Now you paralyze them, and then now you can stun them. And you just go back and forth, you know? But the problem with this hammer is damage is really, really low. Like, really low. And there's no slots on this at all. There is a couple benefits, though. There is a couple. And the couple is, it does have some white, which you definitely need at least white on any weapon in Iceborne. You have to have at least white. You can't run blue. The damage difference is too high, and you're just going to be bouncing off of everything too. So you have to have white, at least. So it does have some white, but then you have to run handicraft for that. The other great thing that is kind of good about this is the affinity. It has 20%, and it has high amounts of paralysis. Great. And the other great thing about this, it's a rarity 10 weapon, meaning you can mod a lot of stuff on this weapon. But you compare the damage, and you can see the difference. It's like 200 attack less. Now, I know hammer weapons are kind of bloated in their damage thing and whatnot, but losing 2 slots, 2 level 1 slots, 30, well, defense is not really that huge of a deal, but 30 defense could add up to something. But losing the 2 slots is the biggest deal breaker for me. Not really even all that much of the damage too much, because you can mod this and probably get it really high. In fact, I could probably go see right now for you, just to see. We can see the difference. I can just remove the mods, it's no big deal. And I should have enough materials to do this. Let's see. So let's go augment this hammer and see the damage comparison. Where is this hammer? This one. Alright, so obviously I'm going to have to spend the resources to add the extra slots, just for the sake of proving my point here. Alright? I don't care. I need to go back to Guided Lands anyway to get some more materials. And if anything, I can just craft more materials. So anyway, let's put attack. Let's put more. Tempered crag bone. Tempered crag bone. I think there's a gathering material. Damn it. I don't have the materials for this, I think, isn't that a... I think that's a gathering material. I don't think it's a material you get from a monster. I'm almost 95% sure. So I'm like double checking through these real quick to make sure, but I'm almost 100% sure that it's a gathering material. Yeah, it's a gathering material. Alright, so unfortunately I can't mod this thing with all the attack that I want. I don't even think another weapon I have goes up to that much attack. But let's say, okay, let's do this then. Let's do at least the custom upgrades. Let's get more attack on this thing. I'm just looking at the other ones real quick. And there you go. Okay, I need more materials from there. See, I need to go back to the guiding lance. Alright, so from there, let's, I guess from there, let's see, $295. I think the weapon I have right now, it's $14.95 or something. Well, it says 15 there because it's 1600 there because it's adding all the attack modifiers. But we have to compare it here. I'm trying to keep all those weapons in the same area. Sorry, I should be sorting it, but I don't really want to go through all these weapons. I have way too many. And I have 28 pages of weapons. Oh my god. But I just don't want to sell them because, yeah, reasons. Anyway, yeah, $295. Didn't really increase it all that much. I would assume after a couple more attack mods and the custom upgrades, this can get to, at the most, probably, let's say $13.50. We'll say. I'm gonna guess. I'm not saying that it is for 100% sure, and that's maybe not including health regen. So yeah, the damage is a lot weaker, and you don't have to run affinity because mod on this weapon because it already has 20. It has so much. You can just run attack. Now you could bump up the paralysis you want if you wanted to, but I think since it already has 510, which is high enough, that's a ridiculous amount that you don't have to. Now, and I'm curious that now that it is that high, how high could you get it? And that's a test that I'm willing to try one day to see if I can get the paralysis like to a ridiculous amount. And to see how many times I can actually paralyze a monster in a fight with just straight paralysis, high paralysis build for that hammer. But this hammer's kind of weak, and the 2 slot is really a deal breaker for me. It kind of kills the build a little bit. But I'm not saying it's not usable. I'm not saying that. You can run it still. In fact, I tried it a few times. It wasn't too bad, even unmodified. I haven't even done, like you saw, I had to open the slots for it, so I didn't have health regen or anything on it, and it was doing all right. But yeah. We just need a new paralysis hammer, I think. I just feel that this one is just, it's just not enough. But I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong, because then I would go all out on this hammer and try different things. But, you know what? I think I might do some tests and see what I can do with this hammer. Because don't sleep on paralysis hammers, because they're really, really good. And don't sleep on a weapon just because you think its damage is low. And I'm going to prove my point here. Now, this isn't a hammer. This is a longsword. And it's my favorite longsword. In fact, I put it over my Gold Rathian longsword, the Luna. Just because I know the Luna does the most damage. Yes, I know. I know you guys are going to say it. I already know. You don't have to tell me. It's great. But I love using this. The Crimson Viper Fang. Yeah, I am dead serious. This weapon is really freaking good. Here are the mods. It's a rarity 10, so you can fit all of that onto it. You can even probably take out the affinity if you wanted to and put more attack if you wanted to. But the way I have it set up, which I'll go over in a minute, I actually upped in the custom mods, I think, paralysis, because the attack was so minor, and then I tested it. The damage difference, it's really minor, like 1 or 2 points. Like you ain't gonna notice that, buddy. In a fight, yeah, I mean it does add up, like 1 or 2 points, but I'd rather get possibly an extra proc of paralysis, possible. But I don't build this weapon for paralysis. It has paralysis, but you want to build damage, and then paralysis is kind of like your secondary kind of thing. Obviously, you do need the affinity, but it already has high enough affinity. And if you notice, my affinity right now is 70%. That is freaking nuts. That means, with Weakness Exploit, the area doesn't even have to be softened, and you're hitting 100% crit. Great. Now, I really don't want. I was kind of saving this showcase of this weapon and the decorations because I was gonna submit it to Eric's Gaming or whatever. I was even gonna submit it to Dear Gamer, but I just don't know if they would actually ever use it because I don't know. But it's one of my favorite sets to use. But I will go over it. Let me go through the list here. Alright, so basic stuff. You know, you got your crit I7, attack boost 4. This weapon does need handicraft, and I'll show you the reason why. Because it has some purple. And yeah, just so you can get to the purple. You could run this weapon without handicraft, guaranteed. You can run it without handicraft. You don't have to run handicraft. But I do it because I want the purple sharpness. That way I'm not bouncing off of anything. I'm hitting through everything. Doesn't matter what it is. So it means I don't have to run Mind's Eye or anything like that. Granted, you have a Mind's Eye effect with your what's it called, slashes. But anyway, but your regular attacks don't have that. Anyway, crit I7, attack boost 4, handicraft 4, health boost, crit boost, weakness exploit. You see this similarities. A lot of weapons are going to be using the same kind of thing if they're using a Master's Touch set. Which, if your weapon doesn't have a lot of sharpness, then you definitely want Master's Touch. If your weapon has like a shitload, a lot of white sharpness or a lot of purple sharpness or whatever sharpness has a lot of, you don't really have to run Master's Touch set. Like if you're going to use the Nergigante, like Dear Gamer, he uses the Nergigante longsword, which has a long bar of white sharpness. You don't need to run Master's Touch. You're right. You don't have to run Master's Touch on that weapon. You could, and you'll be in white forever the whole fight. You'll never probably have to sharpen even once. But you don't have to run it. It's true. Level 2 Agitator. I feel like level 2 is like the sweet spot you kind of want to aim for. Crit Draw. Now, Crit Draw is an interesting one I actually added to this. Now, remember how my affinity was 70%, right? So get this. So with longsword, when you sheathe your weapon with your, when you're about to do your Aya slash or whatever it is called, you sheathe your weapon, and then you draw it again. So with crit draw, since your affinity is already 70%, when you sheathe your weapon, now your crit is 100% once you do that attack. Whether it's the counter one or the 2-hit one, I can't remember the names exactly of all. All of those are going to be 100% crit. 100%. Doesn't matter if you're hitting a weak spot, nothing. It's 100% affinity. Always critting, no matter what. And critting on those attacks, especially the counter one, helps with flinches and knockovers. But I'm not 100% sure that the crit matters if it makes it so that the monster flinches or falls over. I don't know if the crit makes it do that, or if it's just the attack or damage or whatever. That's one thing I can't tell you, and I don't want to say this is for sure how it works, because I don't want to spread misinformation. But this is the way I have it set, so that way when I do those attacks, it's always crit, no matter what I'm hitting. And it's needed because this weapon doesn't have a crap load of purple sharpness. See? It's not very much. And with longsword, you do a lot of hits. So, yeah. You kind of want to be critting a lot, because you don't want to lose the sharpness. And I'll tell you this much, usually if I fight a monster, even when it transitions, I probably have lost maybe half of my purple sharpness. Maybe. And that's a big maybe. It's depending on how I'm playing and where I'm hitting and whatnot. And who I'm playing with, you know. It varies, you know. But usually around like half, if anything. Alright, so let's go back to the skills. Latent Power, part of the set. Free Meal, you already know. I just do it for saving resources. Divine Blessing, just 1 point, and then the other 2 are in mantles. Coalescence, I already explained that, why I use it in my sets. It's actually really good on here too, because it will bump up the paralysis a little bit too, which is, I guess, pretty nice. Let's see. So, the mantles, obviously, same thing with the hammer. You don't have to run Rocksteady, you don't have to run Temporal. They just make your life easier for flick-shotting a monster into the wall and then making you safe. Rocksteady obviously is the biggest one that you can swap out, and I would swap it out for Glider or an Elemental if you're fighting like Teostra, or I guess you could even use it for Volcana. You could use an ice-proof one, but I don't really think you need it that much. I mean, Ice Blade is kind of crappy, but it's one of those ones that you kind of want to get hit by, so that way you can pop your Coalescence. So I would still probably run Rocksteady against Volcana. And just pop a Nullberry, just so you can trigger the Coalescence. I mean, you don't want to purposely get hit by the Ice Blade. Okay? I'm just saying, it's there to boost your attack a little bit in case that were to happen. So yeah, this is my set for my longsword. I love using this longsword. I love using this longsword more than I love using Luna. And this thing actually pumps out pretty good numbers. I'll show you the numbers here in a second. And I'm going to show you the difference, if you don't believe me. So let's eat for attack up large. Doesn't really matter. And if you did run this weapon, I would eat for a custom platter, or if it's up here already, for attack up large. Well, I wouldn't eat for elements of large. Just make your favorite platter and make it for a specialist. It's really simple. All you have to do is, how do I do it? Where I create it, add ingredients. So do it all purple basically, and that will give you the specialist. Granted, if you don't have the freshest ingredients, it's not going to always be the best option. So anyway, aim for specialist if you're running this one, and attack up large. Insurance, I guess, if you didn't have a lot of feints, but you should always be eating for attack up large. We don't really care about the specialist since we're just going to be showcasing the damage. So, yeah. And let me just make sure I have all my right items. You're probably wondering, holy shit, that is loaded, right? Well, you're going to see why you need all those things. Sorry, it's been a while. Let's go to the trading area. And I'm sorry, I had to run this video, me talking through my PlayStation camera microphone, because for some reason I can't find my headset. I don't know where I had put it, so I'm sorry if you might hear some background noise through the TV or whatnot. So Again, I apologize. So anyway, we're gonna pop our demon drug. I'm gonna pop our might seed. Pop our powder. You know, the stuff you should be popping. And then just get a guarantee that I get the charge. Alright, now we got level 3. So now we're going to wait for the combo to go down. And I'm going to show you how much your helm, whatever it's called, does. Ugh. Of course I had to hit that. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't count. So 150. Pretty solid, right? For only a rarity 10 weapon, right? I'm going to show you how much Luna does now. I guess I should show you how much the counter does. Let me just do that real quick. Since this weapon's kind of built for it. On the highest one, it does I think I saw a 230 and then a 431. Pretty nasty, right? Alright, now let's put it on the Luna. Now, I know Luna's the strongest because of the poison damage. Trust me, I know. We already have the demon drug, so let's just repop these just in case. And let's build it up. Alright. Now, you can tell it hits harder. And that combo of building up, it did like almost 200 more damage. But that was like all those hits, you know. Okay, so here's a Helm Breaker with Luna. Did like 13 more damage. And we'll see how much the counter does here. So you see, he does, you know, a little bit less. I mean, no, this weapon does more. Sorry. What am I saying? This weapon does more. The thing is, you can't put paralysis on paper, and you know, you can look on the damage numbers. That's the only thing you can put on paper and say, hey, this weapon does more damage than this weapon, right? But you can't put paralysis into that factor because paralysis doesn't do damage, right? But what paralysis does do is keep the monster still, so it leaves openings for all your teammates if you're playing multiplayer. Solo, it's still okay, but definitely in multiplayer, leaving the monster paralyzed for X amount of times, you know, X amount of seconds or whatever, leaves them open to do all their damage, unload into a monster. That's why you're flinching monsters into a wall so that you can knock them down, so you get more free hits, more to do your long animations, you know? That's why you do it. And paralysis just opens up another one of those options. So you have your knockdowns, your flinches into the wall, your, you know, traps, you know, all those things give you those times to give you those openings, and paralysis falls under that category. So it goes down to, is it worth building paralysis for those openings? It really varies. Like, especially, it's going to matter depending on your group. So if your group is good, they're going to capitalize on it. And especially if it's a group of your friends, they're really going to capitalize on it because you can kind of like tell them, hey, I'm running this weapon, just keep an eye out for it. Or if you kind of know when it's kind of building up, because, well, it's kind of hard to watch out for that in the middle of a fight because you have to watch for the procs, and then you have to know the monsters. That's way too much. Way too much. Just tell them you're running a paralyzed weapon. That it could be paralyzed. So, yeah, in a coordinated group, it's really good because the monster's not going to do anything. And you get free damage. And that longsword, yes, I know, it doesn't do as much as the Luna, but it is pretty solid. I'll go ahead and show you the hammer. Granted, I don't have different hammers to test against, so this is the only hammer you're going to see. So, but I'll show you what this does. So we'll show you the power charge. So this is level 3, alright? 511 against a non-softened part too, just so you know. Alright, I'm going to do the big bang, so you can hear that. Almost 2,000 on that combo. And it finished with a 601 crit. Level 2 charge, I guess? 270. I don't know what other attack to show you. That's mainly the attacks you should be doing. I guess the triple pound, I guess. Another good combo. That's pretty much it. There's really not much to show about hammer. Hopefully you already know how to use the hammer. You should always be getting that power charge on. There's different ways of actually doing it. So once you sheathe your weapon, right? So you can go into it like that and keep holding your charge, or you can go like that, but you'll do your level 1 afterwards. Or you can go like this. Damn it. Oh my god. I don't really do that. I usually go into a charge usually. But you can go like this and roll out of it if you want to. That's pretty much all I do. Usually I'll go into the charge. Usually you want to do it when you're in a safe spot. And the reason why you don't want to run focus, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. These charges, see the time difference between 2 and 3? If you had focus, that time would be like shortened by a lot. And so there may be times where you want to do a level 2 to close the gap, but you can't do it because you have so much focus that you're now stuck doing this instead. And that's if you stand still. Now you're trying to run up, and now you're trying to close the gap with a level 2, but now you're stuck doing this. Yeah. You don't want that to happen. Level 2 charge actually has 2 movements, actually. So if you hold the direction, you're going to go further. If you don't hold the direction, you hold neutral, you go in a shorter distance. That's one thing I noticed that one guy just didn't explain, but I explained it here, so you know. Now you're probably wondering, why would you ever need to do a level 2 charge shorter distance compared to a longer distance? And it just depends on the monster. So the monster was right here, right? If I'm over here, I want to do the farthest one I can get to, and then continue the combo, whatever you want to do after that, if you have an opening. Alright? The monster's like right next to me, right? and I'm already right here, I don't need to do, I don't want to go all the way over here past it. I want to go right in front of it and be in position to hit his head. So it's all about positioning where you want to land and where you continue your combo or not. So just note that, if that makes sense. Obviously you got your ledge jumping. Always be you doing this. It's like the ledge hopping in this game is so broken. Like, if you find a ledge, yeah, just go to that ledge and just wail on the monster, because it's going to do so much damage. And the other best thing about Hammer is, of course, this attack. And then you can combo into a Clutch Claw after it. Well, and that's another thing, too. Doing this and comboing into your Clutch Claw is, like, so freaking good. Because it's going to let you get that that softened head, which you want all the time. You should be softening that head and hitting that head all the time. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you for hammer builds. I will try to like clip some of this here and there to kind of like put together a video. If not, I'll just link you to this live stream, I guess, and hopefully that helps. For now, I guess I can continue streaming and farming for stuff. So I guess I'll go to the guided lands because I needed tempered, what was it, tempered cragbone? Let me look that up real quick because I don't know exactly. I think that's lava, isn't it? The lava area? Tempered cragbone. Oh, cragbone is actually wildspire. Okay. Well, at least that's what I came up with so far. Alright. So let's... I don't have really a good... I don't have a gathering set, but I don't really need one. Let me just check this. You look good. I'll take all that. I guess I'll eat before I go out there. Oh, I already ate. I think the training area doesn't remove it, right? Yeah, it doesn't remove it. I'm gonna do it this way. I wonder what's over there. Okay. We're gonna go to the Wild Spire, so let's go to Camp 1. The good thing about gathering materials, it doesn't matter about your level of the area. So that's good. Because the areas I have leveled are forest. Well, I leveled them all to 7. But now the ones I have 7s are forest, coral, and volcano. And that took some time to do. Oh my god. Think about it. Leveled every single area at least to 7. Then had to balance it where I was able to get 7 on forest, coral, and volcano. it was a task, I'll tell you that much. It was a task. But yeah, I haven't really farmed too much in the Gilded Lands, or Guiding Lands, Gilded, Guided, whatever. I've mostly been fighting tempered monsters. I'm trying to get good decorations. I already did all my, what's it called? Let me just pop this in case I get hit by a monster. See, look at that. I use a max potion. Free meal. Oh, no. Here's what we do with this guy. That way he can't see me and follow me. Wait, that didn't stun him? Oh, he lost me. Good. Alright, so I'll start picking up stuff. So I have it fixed, so I'm not going to lose any ranks in my areas. In fact, I'll showcase them here. See, I have Forest 7, Coral 7, and Volcano 7. Like I said, it took some time to do that, especially balancing them. But I've already gotten everything to 7 before. So that way, and I killed every monster in those regions that can go up to 7, and they're tempered versions. And that way I can craft any of the materials from those other areas that I don't have 7 anymore, like Cloudspire Waste. Like all those monsters there, I can now just use other items to craft their materials. And if I did need something like a tempered Gold Rathian, whatever she drops, I just find somebody that has level 7 Spire Waste, and hopefully it spawns there, I guess. And you can do that too for any areas that you don't have. You can do that. Just go to somebody else's. Or if you need one of those 3, you can always ask me. I don't mind doing these. Killing monsters, it's always fun. Oh. Wasteland Cragbone. No, it's just a Cragbone. Is there another area here to... Part's broken. Okay. What? Is Rajang like kicking his ass or something? Hey. Rude. Take that, I guess. Go ahead and make this. Wait, you followed me all over here? Are you serious right now? Okay. ours. I'm trying to hit the one that was ours. Alright. In fact, let's get another buddy out here to help us out, just in case we're getting attacked. It's a trap wizard. No bone there. I wonder what it has to be, the orange one, right? Wasteland, crackbone, weathered, crackbone, wasted. Where's the tempered one? Oh, maybe it is a red one, but not the big one, where you get the crystal. Nothing. Guess I'll get those two. Yeah, so I usually don't carry a lot of open spaces anymore. Whoa. Dude. I feel the game felt like it just skipped right there, but okay. So I might have to do this another time, because this is going to be really boring to stream if I'm just gathering. So I'll probably just do this for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to start killing some stuff, because, yeah. I know this is going to be really boring to watch. I'll just do another round here. I just want to see if what colored bone pile it's coming from. I want to assume it's red, the bone pile that it comes from. Can't remember if there's anything. Yeah, there's a mining spot here. It pops every once in a while. Okay. I don't know the gathering points like 100%. Like, I have a good idea. Like, they're all usually in the corners around here, and only crystals and it's weathered. You don't want to disturb him. And I know the crystal, the big one, only spawns here. Nothing else really spawns there. Let's check back over here. Nothing. I think spawns over here, right? We'll double check. Yeah, nothing spawns there. Or at least it didn't spawn there this time, if it does. Okay. Oh, we're having another friend follow us again. Bump out here? Yeah. Oh my god. Please don't let the thing freaking charge. Oh my god. I enemies right now. Why is there so many of them? I guess I got all the gathering points. Why isn't this red bone popping up yet? That's what's really weird. Unless I'm missing one. Maybe I'm missing a gathering spot. If I am, please feel free to tell me where it's at, because I don't know. If I went to all of them. I'll double check over here though, I guess. I swear it's only a crystal spawns there. Unless there's something else that spawns over here. No. I know there's one that spawns there. And the crystal that spawns is there. I just feel like, oh wait, there is one more in the bottom over there, under that. Okay, this one's red, so let's see if this gives me the tempered crag bone. Also, constantly give me crystallized elder dragon bone. Yep, there it is. That's it. So it's definitely a red. The other gathering point I was talking about was like right here. There's like a crystal sometimes here. But yeah. Alright, let's go kill some stuff. This is not going to be entertaining, no. But on. Got some extra materials there, that's nice. I don't know, I think I needed 2 more? Maybe I should have stayed for another one. But I would probably need more anyway, because upgrading the attack on that hammer would take probably more, is my guess. Unless it needs volcano area. I don't know. I really don't know the upgrades for attack. Because usually, like if you're using a rarity 12 weapon, you can augment it once, and that's pretty much it. Well, you can augment it twice, I guess. But you put no health regen. But then you won't be able to raise attack on the rarity 12. Because it only has 5 slots at max. So you can only raise the infinity and health regen. If you want to run health regen. You don't have to run health regen. Alright. Apparently my bounties are complete. Let me just get rid of these. Okay. I guess I haven't done this in a while. Alright, just throw everything on there, I guess. Bird wyvern. Sure, I'll put it in there. Did I get any new investigations? Yes, I did. Nah. Oh, it's like that. We want all the tempered ones. What else came back? Steamworks is full. I don't want to do that right now. Alright, so let's find a place that's doing tempered monsters. One person? Let's try it like this. Wow, it's like nobody on doing this. Sure. Oh, you know, I should have checked Arena. That's one thing I haven't done yet, but like I said, I haven't done much of it. I did 2 fights, but I did them solo, and those fights are made for doing it with, you know, somebody else because they're scaled that way. So it takes a lot longer solo. But I still did them. The first one, I think I got a B. And the thing is, I didn't even realize I had an evasion mantle until like near the end of the fight, and I'm like, oh, this would have been nice earlier. So, yeah, that was a thing. But, let's see. But yeah, I haven't done all the fights. Just done some of them. I need to get into Arena again, but I think I want to do it with a friend. But she only plays on the weekend, and it's not even all the time. But maybe I might stream it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Depends on what she needs to get done. I don't really care. I just like killing stuff, so it doesn't matter really what I do. If anything, I could just solo all the arenas. Or maybe I'll even find a session where somebody wants to do them. Because it's pretty rare. I've been into multiple sessions and people post for arena and then they're actually not even doing arena. And I'm like, wait a minute. why did you put in the thing that you want to do arena, but you're not doing arena? So, yeah, that happens. Right, I don't know if this person's posting a quest or not. So I'm gonna wait. If they post a quest, I will join them, I guess. Go ahead and refresh everything here. Depending on what we fight, depending on my item loadout. Now you're noticing like I have a lot of freaking stuff there. So this is my normal stuff. Like if I'm using a melee weapon, this is what I use right there. So I got my mega potions, my max potions, my herbal medicine, might seed, dust of life, demon powder, hard shell powder, trank bombs, flash pods, dung pods, mega barrel bombs, pitfall trap, shock trap. I think those are the charms, the power charm, attack charm, you know, all those charms, defense charms. Then the null berries, mega nutrients, mega demon drug. Oh no, sorry, this is regular demon drug. Armor skin, Firecaster, and Mandragora, and that's to combine with the mega nutrients to make more max potions. So that way you can run with 7 max potions instead of just the 2 that you can hold. Because sometimes you might eat food. Well, you might eat food, but you'll get the attack large, but you won't get the max health boost from it. So you'll pop a max potion, get the max, but then you'll only have 1 max potion. Unless you go back into your tent and grab more items, but that's only going to give you 1 more max potion. Skip all that noise, just brain some stuff. Besides, it's always nice to have extra max potions when you're doing a fight. And then the other ones are just like, because I just started playing with heavy bowgun, so yeah. So that's why I have a lot of ammo in my ammo areas. The coatings, Well, I haven't really touched bow in Iceborne, but I'm hoping one day to get back into it. Bow, I know, is really, really strong. I just, I don't know. Just really haven't gotten into it. In fact, I'll show you my card to show you how much I've played of the weapons I've used. Guild card view. We'll go to the weapons. Where is it? So you can see I've used the hammer a lot. And charge blade, I've used quite some time. In fact, hammer, I don't remember the other weapon I was using a lot of at the time. Maybe it was bow. Could have been lance too. I don't know. But anyway, use hammer all the time. And then I started to learn how to use charge blade in this game. Just because I saw what it could do, and then I just started playing it, and I just saw how much damage it could do. Oh my goodness. And it could stun. Oh, the weapon is so disgusting. Well, if you're using an impact file. Which, in World, Diablos Tyrannus is stupid. It was stupid. The damage that weapon could do. Anyway, yeah. So I just love charge blade, and I wanted to learn it because of the Dante layered armor or weapon that was coming out, because it looked cool. I wanted to do it. I wanted to be able to use the weapon. So I learned how to use it before it came out at an event. But I fell in love with charge blade. It's really good. It's really strong. Really great weapon. Now it's more of, I would say it's more based on elemental builds compared to impact files. Though the Luna one is really still, it's like really good. Still really good. But yeah, I played a lot of dual blades too. In World, I haven't really played them too much in Iceborne. I don't know. Like, I picture the monsters and what they can do, the new ones, and I try to scenario it with dual daggers, and I'm like, which monster would I use dual daggers over other weapons that might do better? And I just don't see them against those monsters. At least for me. I could run dual dagger just to change it up. Like, for example, if I was fighting a Tigrex, whatever you want to call them. Like, if you lance that monster, it is stupid easy. Like, you just counter clutch claw him all day and he can't do nothing. You could even hammer him too. Now, I say if you did dual daggers him, you would have to change your strategy. You would go for his wing, his arm, because that would make him like fall over, kind of thing. Kind of like Barioth. If you break his claws, his arms, hands, whatever, it would make him slip and stuff like that, so he'll stagger more. So definitely you would want to do that with dual blades. And that's kind of the cool thing about the weapons. Like, you could probably use like every weapon against every monster. You just have to play towards that weapon's strengths and then find that monster's biggest weakness to exploit it to enhance your own weapon. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But I gave an example. Against Tigrex, if you don't break the arms, you're going to have a really tough time fighting that monster because he's going to go everywhere and spinning around and running across the stage, and it's going to suck. But if you break his claw, you can't really do that. And that way, you can just stand around them and melee attack them and flint shot dodge and all that stuff, you know? So, but yeah, those are the weapons I use. I mainly use hammer, charge blade, lance, and I just and longsword. And the thing is about longsword, I played it a little bit in World in the beginning, and then I just lost. Like I had the Divine Slasher and everything too, and I played it for a bit, and I don't know, I felt like, and I loved it in 3. Try. I didn't like main it, but I did like playing it. But I don't know. In World, I didn't like it too much. I don't know what it was. But in Iceborne, the changes it got, wow. Weapon is super fun, super satisfying to play. And I love it. It's great to play now. It's very fluent, has great moves now, has a second option to countering, and it does damage, and it can knock. It's nuts. Now, Greatsword, on the other hand, I haven't really touched too much since World. Actually, I haven't touched it in Iceborne yet. So, we'll see. I'll probably get back into Greatsword again. Like I said, I have to get back into it. Just have to start building it, start playing with it, and I'll get back into it. Same thing with bow. Like, look how much I've played bow, but I haven't touched it in Iceborne at all, not once. The heavy bowgun I just started playing, and I've already played a lot, as you can see. The spread shot, oh man, spread shot with loyalty thunder, whatever the heck it's called. Man, it's so good. Oh my god, especially against Teostra. Oh man, does it wreck his face. Oh man, the build is so good. You're 100% face, 100% safe. Well, mostly safe. And you could just dish out so much damage. And I'll show you what it looks like. And then Insect Glaive, I played a little bit because of the Dragoon armor coming out, and then it was interesting. But I'll tell you this much. The thing I hate about Insect Glaive, don't get me wrong, they have cool combos. I love that you can send out your bug companion thing to get essence for you, and even attack the monster and build all these dust effects everywhere and proc them and whatnot. But the issue I have one second, be right back. Okay. The issue I have with Insect Glaive is gathering essence constantly. Yeah, they give it an upgrade where you can get 2 essence now from your bug and all that. And it has a longer gauge and can attack the monster. It's just, but getting the essence again, so freaking annoying. And especially if the monster's just like running around like a mad, crazy person, it's so annoying. When you have to shoot the freaking bug, return it, shoot the freaking bug, and you're not hitting that spot because it keeps turning or something, and you keep getting the same essence over and over and over. And you gotta sit there and keep shooting the freaking monster with a stupid freaking bug. It's just so freaking annoying. And I know there's ways to make it last longer, where you get the red and white, then you hold the orange, and then you gather the orange at the last second before your buffs wear out, so that way you can get the buffs longer. And it's just so annoying. And then, but then that negates the fact that they gave them a new ability with flinch free, enhancing their powers from the bug, which somebody else had posted a video, and if you want, I can try to find it, and I'll have to look for it because I don't have the link on me right now, but I can find it though. And he had posted all the benefits that you get from the flinch-free upgrade now. But you need all 3 essence in order to get that buff. But you don't want to do that automatically right away, because you want to have the 2 and then get the orange later, so that way you can have the buff longer. And then it's like, what? It's so frustrating. It's frustrating to get those buffs constantly. So that's why I don't like Insect Glaive that much. I still play it every once in a while though. Just depends. Like Legiana is like the only monster I really use it against. That's it. That's it. What's this? Oh, and low rank. I didn't even know they had that. Oh, it even shows you guiding lines. This is something I never noticed. Huh. Investigations. Huh. Master rank. High rank. Oh, look at that. In high rank, I used the charge blade more than I did use the hammer. Low rank, and then all. Interesting. And then you can put it up to the thousands, 5,000. Man, I can't imagine anybody that has 5,000 uses of a weapon right now. That would be nuts. Alright, these guys are still AFK? Like, I don't think they posted anything yet. Oh, they did post. No, they didn't post a clip.
Ooh, hi.
Let's see. No, there's nothing here. Alright, let's just go through this one, I guess. Because I don't think anybody's doing this right now. Oh, great. I'm sure that I just pop one of these just to get rid of them. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. Oops. Keep it in the wrong thing. This is the same quest, but it didn't let me in before. Now it lets me in. Okay. Because that makes sense. I'm going to use this set, the one I use for everything pretty much. Make sure we have our items. Good. I'm going to swap out the Rocksteady because it's not really needed for I'm just going to check the decorations to make sure I have the right ones in there. Okay. Go ahead and eat. Yeah, because Rocksteady is really not needed against Kieran because she doesn't really roar. That's mainly the reason why you run Rocksteady. It's for the roars. It's nothing else really. And to flinch a monster into the wall so they can't knock you off. That way you can just like hit them in the face. But with Kieran, you don't really need it. So I'd rather have the Thunderproof. Alright, let's right next to her? She's not close. Let's go ahead and pop everything before I get over there. Yeah, she's right over there. Which is awesome. Just put me right next to her. Wedge beetle over here. That's why I did that. Yeah, everybody's over there. Alright, let me, I guess, swing over there. put this on. Let's do this. That's already weakened. That's good. Let's re-weaken it though. Here. Yeah, could have did it sooner. Just wanted to see what she did first. Got a free shot here. Boom. Two charge, the short one. See how I did the short one? If I would have did the far one, it would have put me past her. I want to be in position to do this. I gotta see what she's gonna do. She's not doing anything. Oh, she's doing that. Yep. I'm going to heal up a little bit here. Wait for her, see what she does. Okay. Doing. Just gonna do that. Position, get that face. See what she's gonna do. I guess I didn't have to do a level 3 charge there. Take a priest. Ooh, that was bad. Thank God I have the Thunderproof. Reduced that by a lot. Let's see what she does. And I don't have a free shot, so I'm not gonna go for it. So she's gonna do the one around here. So position there. Roll through that attack. Just remember where those bolts went, because I'm not going to strike there again. Let me see if I can get to her head. What? Oh, somebody was already on the head, I guess. Whew. Ah. Thought I'd be safe there. Jeez. This is the most I've ever been hit by a Fury. Of course, it would be while I'm streaming. Oh no. See, when she's drilling my ass, a good time to get the clutch claw. But, somebody else already did, so it's all good. I'm not gonna get this full combo off, probably, but we'll see. We can take the risk, because we're at full life anyway. That's not so bad. Just gonna move around. That's fine. Get that off. We're just gonna wait for her to attack again. That's fine. Get that off. Nothing more. See what she does. Ooh, that was bad. Take that. Take that off. Take that. Get the coalescence buff too. Get that free hit. Oh, that was perfect. Way to go to the triple combo here. Get this fucker out of my face. How's she going now? And you notice, right? Look at my sharpness. Didn't lose hardly anything. So, don't have to worry about sharpening. Do a lot of damage. Keep that purple. I'm scared about jumping over there. She's gonna bolt me. No, she didn't bolt me. Temperamental should be up somewhere. Oh my god. I know as soon as I jump down there, she's gonna freaking hit me. Oh my god, I wish she's gonna jump up there as I jump down. Why did she go? What? Oh my god. Where is she? I don't even see her. Is she right there? That was kind of risky doing that, what I just did. Oh god! I don't know if she was setting up for that. I didn't mean to put that on. Oh my god, why did it swing me like that? It was so weird. It swung me around like... See if she goes to sleep. Yeah, she was asleep. Go ahead and get my face. So I have the opening for it. For everybody. And got it. And I love the opening where you flinch, shoot them into the barrels. It's like the best thing to do, man. Reasons why. You'll get all the barrel damage, and you get a knockdown. Usually. She didn't get knocked down that time, which was kind of odd. Maybe she just hit the wall, but she didn't... I mean, maybe she hit the barrels, but not the wall, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But usually, they'll get knocked down. So it's better than just bombing. Usually. It also depends. Means that guy turned into a zombie. But yeah, Karen is like super easy for me. Well, if you're a really good hammer main, man, you'll love fighting Karen because she's like super easy. Especially if you know her positioning and whatnot, and how she goes, and how she fights. No good decorations there, really. Yeah, he was using stickies. Yeah, he got 5 stuns. That's a heavy build gun for you, though. But I mean, granted, I gave him some help too, because I deal blunt damage as well. But heavy build gun, man, they can stun so much with stickies. It's ridiculous. It's something I've been playing with recently, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. Uh, the only thing I could say, see, heavy bowgun would be better if I actually played with the radio menu, which you guys don't know. I don't use the radio menu at all. It does have its advantages, but it has its disadvantages too, and crafting is one of them. Because I have to go like this, do that, do it this way, and it's a little bit more. It takes a little bit more, but it's not much more. But you manage. But yeah, the only thing I can say, the heavy bowgun with stickies, while it can stun a lot, and I mean a lot, I just feel that it doesn't do enough damage. The explosions, even with like artillery, if you even unlock artillery 5 through using the Zora set, which I can just show you here what I'm talking about. This one. So with the Zora set, if you have 3 pieces, you unlock artillery secret. So you can get to artillery 5 instead of 3. Let me show you. And yeah, it increases your stickies by another 20%, which is great. The thing is, stickies aren't pulling like huge numbers, you know? I mean, you could do like, I don't even know how much my stickies do. I don't know. I can't really say. I want to say between 150 and around 150. I don't know. I'll just say around 150. I don't know how much damage they actually do. But you can shoot them out relatively. You can shoot them out pretty fast. I'm just saying like that. Okay. The thing is, and the great thing, you don't even have to run crit on using stickies, because you can't crit with those explosions. They're like the files of Charge Blade. They're not modified by crit. Only attack power affects them to do more damage. So that said, yeah, this is actually the only set that I actually run Slugger level 3 on. But I'm gonna play test some other stuff, and I want to see if there's a way if I just run less Slugger, just run 1, and put more attack. Would it give me more power? Because damage does affect... No, the damage doesn't really affect stun power. Stun value is already set in a certain way. So if you do a certain attack with a weapon, it's going to do that much stun damage, no matter what rarity the weapon is. So damage doesn't really affect it. The stun power. I don't know. I think I'll have to mess with that eventually. For now, let's go kill some other stuff. Let's see. Let's see if there's a... Well, you get to hear the train that's come in mind. That's gonna be great on the video. Let's see if we can find one. Filter search. Let's go to investigation. Wow, nobody's doing any. Fire tempered monsters. Okay, nobody's really doing any. But I'm in one. Little side note, it's not that big of a deal, but if you talk to the quest counter, okay, right? Just like that, right? And if you hit join quest, this is like so minor, it doesn't really even matter. If you hold R1, it'll pull up the book faster. So here, this is what it looks like normally, right? Okay, great. Now, I'm gonna hold R1 while she pulls up the book. See how faster it was? It's not much faster, but it's a little faster. Somebody did post one. I think those are the people that are in here, if I remember correctly. I want to fight that Teostra, but 2 rewards, oh my goodness. It's kind of too low for me. Ugh. I kind of want to showcase this heavy bow gun though that I was talking about. Here, we'll do this. Well, if it even has 5 hands, you can't mess this fight up. All right. Let's go change our loadout. We need the gunpowder. That's all that's different mainly from that and the other one. Get the heavy bow gun. This is what's on this set. It's guard 5, has 3 shield, and close range, suppressor, attack 4, crit eye 4. You don't need much more than that. You can add more if you can, but you don't need. Crit boost, exploit, spread 2, agitator, and guard up. So you can block everything, even unblockables. This weapon is stupid. You're gonna take like no chip damage because you have guard 5, and then you can block everything, so you don't have to really worry about anything. We're just gonna take. I'm not going to use the impact file though, impact mantle. So normally with this setup, I use impact mantle with the tempered, impact mantle with glider? Yeah. But since we're fighting Teostra, I don't want to be sitting and rolling like all day, so to remove fire if it gets on me. So we're not going to deal with that. I'll pop this, it's right over there. Oh, it's not already offended. I'm gonna get the basics on. We'll get this on, I guess, too. And now we just shoot the face. Block that. Shoot the face. Look at that. 41 per shot. Nuts. The thing shoots like, what, 6 or 7 shells? Already on the floor. Again. Shouldn't probably mount it. Oh, what the hell? What are you doing, dude? Block that. Reload. Oh, never mind. I thought she was flinching for Clutch Claw. He was flinching for a Clutch Claw. That right there. Now we can get that face weakened. What? Oh. Swore I was on there before that guy, but whatever. The tail's weakened, so you can shoot the tail. If his tail isn't weakened, don't shoot it, because you're not going to do any damage with this weapon. Alright, so he's probably going down here. Right? No? Oh, he's going there? That's odd. I'm going to craft one of those. Craft that. I guess we could pop one of these now. Drink this. Alright. I'm just gonna sit there and block. Look at this, he blocked this shit too. Nothing. Now that you block that attack, you can just keep hitting him. You just have to block that attack once. And you can just go through the rest. What the? I'm gonna wait till he gets up here and I'm gonna Clutch Claw him. Oh my god, I don't have fucking stones. He mounted him, actually. So this time, I'm gonna go ahead and load this ammo so he's gonna be down for a while. Let me just get to where he's gonna be. Go ahead and weaken the face. It needs to be weakened. Unfortunately, it landed all the way over here. Since using the special ammo, I can just kind of stay a little bit further than my normal spread ammo. Now I gotta get in a little bit closer. Block the roar. Get a few shots. Block this. Get a few shots. Reload, since I can't really hit anything. I can hit his tail, but... Okay, I need to change mantle, but... probably not really needed. Uh-oh. I think I got blast on me. Yep. So... there goes the blast. Alright, let's go ahead and change the mantle now. That way that doesn't happen. Alright. All set now. Watch this. Block the Nova! Fake. Hardly anything. It's great, man. It's so great. Block that. Okay, his tail's not weakened anymore, or softened, so we're not gonna shoot it anymore. Craft some more ammo. I guess heal up a little bit too. Good thing about potions, you don't have to wait for the full animation. If you're already healed, just roll out of it. You don't want to sit through all that. Whoa. What? Did I take damage there? That was weird. Even when his face not weakened, you can still do really good damage. Couldn't get a flash pod ready because he's gonna try to leave again. Oh, somebody else had the same idea. Good. Yeah, so he's shooting the tail without it being softened. Did white numbers. Which don't really do a lot. Besides, you want to be shooting that face anyway. Down here one more time. He won't fall to the ground this time, but he'll come back down. And that's pretty much it. You can't flash him anymore. And now he'll leave. For sure. You're not grabbing the head this time because everybody's grabbing the head. Go for something else, I guess. Ah, I missed that shot. He's not coming down anymore. So, we can just, What? How did he come back down? Oh, I think he stunned him. Oh, I think he stunned him with a sticky. And he came back down. I think that's what happened because the flash pod couldn't have hit him because he was already resistant to it. Something I could have done too. I mean, this weapon does have some sticky ammo. Take that off. It has sticky level 2s. Not real, you know. This is there, I guess. I guess you can help out a hammer. Paralysis level 2. Wyvern. You're not really ever using spread 1. You'll use spread 3 and you use spread 1s to combine with gunpowder to make more spread 3 ammo. So that's why you're gonna bring like the needleberry and gunpowder level 3. Maximum might and health boost. Okay. Believe it or not, let's see. Tool specialist, what was I gonna say? Shoot. Oh man, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I don't know. One's good usually is stream on Twitch. For some reason, I decided to stream on YouTube for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm going to grab all this just in case I use the same weapon. If not, just come back to the box and change it.
Hey, you!
Let's see. Oh, they're still in that fight? Okay. Alrighty. And we're looking for tempered. Obviously, I could keep posting one of mine. But the thing is with mine, they're all like only 2 players or like 1 faint. Like, I don't really have ones to really throw out to the public. Ugh. I guess I could show you how good it is against Lunastra. It's still really good against her, but you have to be very, very careful. Because if you forget to drink your cool drink, you don't have your fireproof mantle when she does her Nova, you're probably still going to be hurting. Basically what you want to be doing is get to an area where she's going to constantly flinch you into a block state. Now the thing is, what that does is, while you're recovering from your block state, you're having those invulnerable frames. So that's what you kind of want to be doing. Get to a spot where she's going to constantly make you block, and then you'll take hardly anything. So let's go ahead and manage items. We don't need medical poison healing. We don't need that, so we'll take the cold drink instead. Actually, we'll see what we have. Pay money, Slugger, Moxie. I really don't want the Provoker. I want the Moxie, but I don't want the Provoker. Could take the Specialist. You know what, we'll just get the attack up large. We really don't need the other stuff. I was going to use a voucher, but most of the combos were really not all that great. So I'll just take the attack large and pop a max potion. And again, we're going to be using the fireproof mantle because it's much needed for her, especially against her. I could see without using it against Teostra, hardly, but against her, no. She does not play nice. All right, so while we get to this fight, we can pop all this stuff. Get that. Did we pop our cool drink yet? No, need a cool drink. Get the might seed up. Get her on the lock on. They're in there. Interesting. I'm gonna start with the fireproof, I guess. Oh, sorry, response rate total. Cool. I'll do it then. All her other spots are weakened. Definitely need that face. Shooting her tail is actually, you can use it, you can shoot her tail without it being weakened. Nope. I wish you can cancel that. Okay. I don't think that guy meant to put out a trap. She is run range still. I'm just gonna take this moment to take some free shots. Get rid of this ammo, I guess. I mean, I could just like remove it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just expend it. Take a free shot. Like I said, compared to her. You can shoot her tail, even though it's not weakened. Take a free shot here now. She says you flinched. Look at that face again. I guess I'll go ahead and reload. Okay, it's already grabbed. I don't want to do it since my animation takes forever, and I might she might recover before my animation finishes. So I'll be sitting duck. She's gonna Nova soon though. So I'm just gonna pop that on, I guess. Oh, I already healed. Actually. You know what? Throw a wrench at this. I'm gonna wait to see what she does. Okay. I don't know if she was gonna jump at me or what. Face again. Oh, let's go for the face. Nice damage too. Look at that. 316 at the end there. Crash some of my ammo real quick. Since she's kind of far anyway. Oh, here we go. What? What happened? She got flinched? What? I don't know what happened. I can't explain that one. I've never seen that before where she like totally just stopped. I wish I want to know how that happened. How did you make her flinch to stop doing the Nova? Oh, maybe if you shoot like a bomb pod or something. the only thing I can think of. Maybe a bomb pod. You can just shoot it at her, and she'll. Let's go ahead and re-up this. It's gonna fall off in the middle of the fight. I'm gonna pop that. Pop a might powder for everybody, including myself mainly. I guess we could just take off this mantle. It's about to wear off. My fireproof will be up in probably like 30 seconds-ish. Flint shot her into a wall here. Go ahead and loop in that face. Free damage. I'll have to use an ammo for this, which is always good. Now she'll probably enrage, maybe? Oh, she's gonna fucking use her Nova now. Definitely put this on. Let's follow the head. Block the roar. Get some free hits before she wakes up. Somebody had woken her up before she... Alright, I'm going to craft ammo. Grab this. And grab that too. I'll be going in before. Let her go. Why didn't you let her go to sleep, dude? Yeah. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look this over and see what was done. Like, I don't understand why she's stopping. Like, somebody's figured something out to stop this. I'm gonna have to do some online searching or something. Block that. I know she was gonna do that counter attack. That. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to be able to block that. Shoot her in the butthole. I got to itch on my eye, sorry. Just a tail wag. Reload. Ooh, I shouldn't have reloaded. Gotta wait. Usually don't like to roll with the heavy bow gun. It's like really slow, really bad. But I had to get closer, but it's all good. Anyway, let's carve this bad boy. That was a good one. So interesting, that fight there. They found a way to flinch her in her Nova. They flinched her in her Nova, which stopped it completely. And I'm curious as to how the hell they did that. Yeah. And the only thing I can think of... Well, definitely certain ammo types. was a shot he was shooting. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head how it could have happened. I might have to do some internet research here and find that out. If I ever find it out, I'll definitely kind of spread. Definitely post my findings and put it in a video, I guess, or the next time I stream, I'll mention it. But yeah, that was interesting. One shot expert. He was doing dizziness. That's my cat snoring. I don't know if it's actually gonna come through the come through the mic. Oh my goodness, it sounds so funny. Uh-oh. Major skip there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here for now. This video's been long enough anyway, and especially if I have to send the guy to. I mainly did this because one guy had asked me for my hammer builds, so I did it for him. I showed my hammer builds. I even showed a couple other one of my builds too for other weapons. But I have a lot of experimenting to do with other hammers and whatnot. I also need to gather some materials to probably and test out the paralyzed hammer and whatnot. So I definitely want to try that out. Maybe soon I'll do that, or maybe after I get done, because I want to go eat something, and I don't want to be here munching on my food while streaming. Because I want to eat something like not just something small like a snack. I just want to eat like a meal. So I definitely don't want to be sitting here doing that. So I'm just going to end it here. The video's been long enough anyway. If anything, I can come back and stream again later on today. But I think this will be good for today, and I'll possibly just do some tomorrow, especially because I want to do some research as to why Lunastra actually flinched there. Both times, actually. She had started the first time. She was about to start the Nova. She was about like midair, and then she got flinched, and then she came back down and like stopped completely. And then the other time she did pull it off, the explosion, but then she got flinched out of the rest. And the only thing is, if he stunned her, I didn't see the stars over her head. Unless you hit enough of her body parts, you can make her fall over too. Because I know there's a way to knock her over. I think if you do enough damage to... Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. You have to shoot on her. I think if you shoot her anywhere but the face, and she takes damage in the face. But I think if you shoot her in other parts, she'll fall over. Man, I'm not 100% sure. That's one thing I'm not sure. And I don't want to say that that's the case, because I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I think the next time... Let the NPC through. Next time I'll show you my long sword skills, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Believe it or not, like I said, I touched a little bit of longsword in the beginning of World. Then I stopped playing it because it just lost interest. But in Iceborne, I didn't touch it until I watched like a lot of different people using it, and I'm just like, that looks fun, you know? So I picked it up and made the build, and just learning the ins and outs of how the weapon works and what you can do and how you can do it, and you know, just the way I learned how to play a weapon. Right, this is how I like. Let's say I didn't know anything about the weapon, which I knew a little bit about the longsword already. But let's say you didn't know the weapon at all. How I learn how to get better at a weapon? Here's my steps. First, obviously doing a little bit of research on the weapon. Maybe even going through 100 notes and seeing stuff, or you know, maybe watch a guide on YouTube or whichever. You know, just do a little bit. Doesn't hurt, you know? If not, that's okay too. You could probably learn as you go if you're good at the game too, so you could probably do with that. But any information is always good. Then I would go to the training room. I would definitely practice some combos, see the ins and outs, what connects to what, how your clutch claw attack works, how maybe some of your combos might even go into your clutch claw or anything. You know, just see all the ins and outs of all your different combos and options. Seeing what your sliding attack is like, seeing how your ledge hopping attack is like, you know, all those different things. Jumping off walls, see how that attack is like too. Just see how everything works. So you know, if you have that scenario, you can start mixing it up, and you see how like intricate the weapon is, and you start seeing how fun it is. Or if it, you know, might not be fun for you. So, you know, I've tried a lot of different ones. I tried Sword and Shield. Tried it, researched it. I just can't find myself playing that weapon at all. So, especially because I don't use the radio menu. Without the radio menu in Sword and Shield, forget about it, dude. It's like the whole point of using Sword and Shield is to use items while you have your weapon drawn. Well, if you want to use items without using the radio menu, you have to put your weapon away. So, yeah. Anyway, and same thing for sharpening. That's another thing that's a disadvantage for me. If I want to sharpen without using the radio menu, I have to actually put my weapon away. It kind of sucks. It's not always a bad thing, per se. Sometimes you just want to put your weapon away anyway. But, don't want to go AFK there. But anyway, yeah. So, what did I say? Info, combo practicing. Then the next step what I would do is the monsters that I would kill are going to be easier ones, like Jagras, Pookie Pookie, you know, easy monsters that are like really easy to kill. They're really telegraphed, not too hard to fight, and this will just get you started. So it's like a walking target dummy, you know, and get you more comfortable with the weapon. After you do those for a little bit, you don't have to do it very long. just to get you a little bit familiar, like how the hit zone values kind of work with your weapon, where it hits and whatnot. Then when you get that done, then you kind of move up to the next tier of kind of monsters, like I don't know, like a Legiana or Odogaron, and just a little bit under. And then you kind of want to go to kind of the Elder Dragon area-ish, like the new Basil Geese, whatever his name is. I call him Goose. But the new Basil Geese, guys, whatever you want to call him, he's like the easiest level 3 monster you can fight. I say that because he's slow, very telegraphed. The only issue he has is his big bombs, which they have a startup time anyway, so just stay out of the way. It's really not that hard. He's really easy. And then next is actually Devil Joe. How you would think with such an aggressive monster, but in multiplayer, that guy gets wrecked. Because he just starts flinching everywhere because you're like countering him, and he starts drooling, and you just got free hit. He gets really easy too. So maybe not such an aggressive monster. I would say just Basil Geese to kind of like get in there. Any monster that you think that your weapon might have an advantage on, definitely try to do that for the tempers, for the Elder Dragons or whatever. And then just after that, then you can practically take it on everything. You should be good enough with well versed with the weapon that you can take it to anything now, and you should be somewhat comfortable. And if not, you'll learn from your mistakes, and in that will then get you better, and so on and so on. And if you keep playing with the weapon, and you're more familiar on how the combos work and everything, you can then enhance your playstyle and figure out ways. Hey, I could have did this instead of that, or I shouldn't have got hit by that situation because I didn't do this. You're gonna start thinking of like ways to make your gameplay better and your playstyle better, and then you'll become better with the weapon. And it can actually even translate to some of your other weapons. Like with Hammer, it teaches you positioning. And knowing how your weapon works, or where you'll end up after using like a level 2 charge is the biggest thing. Knowing how your level 2 charge works and where it positions you, and your other attacks where it positions you, helps you become better with that weapon. And then in turn could help you with other weapons. So that's all I can say is just practice. Practice. It's really all it is. If you want to get good with a weapon, and if you have fun with the weapon. Not all weapons you're going to probably have fun with. You could probably play every weapon in this game and only have 1 or 2 weapons that you really like. I'm not saying you have to stick to every weapon, but at least give every weapon a shot. You might find something that you like. That's what happened with me in Heavy Bowgun. Never touched it since Try. I played a little bit of Light Bowgun and Heavy Bowgun and Try, but it wasn't really my thing. And in World, I never touched the Light Bowgun or the Heavy Bowgun. I mean, maybe in the beta, I tried all the weapons, but yeah, when World finally came out, never touched it. Not light or heavy. And then I saw a video of Jinx and Tuna, where Jinx explained this Heavy Bowgun build that this other big streamer guy or whatever uses a certain build that he kind of like upgraded it a little bit, where it has more damage and whatnot, and pretty much is more optimized. And that's what you see right here before you, this Heavy Bowgun. So this is what actually got me into Heavy Bowgun, and now I'm like, I'm kind of curious about sticky ammo now. So then I made the sticky ammo set, and I kind of researched that a little bit. And then I just kind of played around and used the set, and then I made my own set. And so, you know, it starts branching out, you know? So a weapon that you might not have liked, now you like, and now you're trying to think of other ways to make it more, not really unique, but a play style for you that you might like, you know? Like, I'm going to tell you right now, like, this sticky set versus this sticky set plays a little bit different from one another, because there's two different weapons. This is the Magna Vulcan, right? What it has is, it has 4 rounds of sticky ammo, right? And then kind of a short reload, and then you can shoot another 4, but you can only hold 9 capacity-wise with free element level 3. Or capacity boost, whatever it's called. What the hell's it called? Ammo up. Free element, ammo up, it's the same thing. So it shoots 4, and then you have to reload. But you also have what's it called? This one, spare shot, where it can trigger where you shoot a shot and you don't lose the actual shot. So you could be shooting, and then you have to reload 4. Fine. This one works a little different. The Rajang Destroyer has a 2-clip, but instead of after you shoot a shot, it makes you do like a quick, almost like a quick reload, a little bit. Like you have to pull back the coil and then it comes back up. It's somewhat fast. It's not super fast, but it's somewhat fast. And yeah, I mean, but with that being said, you never have to sit there and go through the animation of and reload, and then you're back again. But it's a different playstyle because you shoot, you have to reload, and then during that time you're vulnerable. You can't block with your shield on your heavy bowgun while you're doing that. So you got to be very cautious on how you do that, because you could shoot and then you have to reload and then you're kind of fucked. But with the other heavy bowgun, you can shoot and then, but you have a little bit of recoil, but you can block, like pretty much after you shoot. So it's really a different playstyle on the same kind of thing. So you see what I'm kind of saying here, I guess? I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know a better way to describe it. You would have to actually see it. But yeah, just know, this has 4 shots. They both have the spare shot thing. So where you can shoot and you get a free shot. So they just play a little bit different. So try all the different weapons, and then you might find something you might like. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll go back and play bow again, because I haven't touched it in Iceborne yet. And yeah, a bow does a lot of damage, elemental wise. It does a lot of damage. But the thing is, like, I remember the day when bow first came out. Dragon Piercer was pretty fun to play. I kind of liked that playstyle, and especially then before they fixed the bug, where so when you aim for the Dragon Piercer, right, you can only go in like a 90-degree in front of you. You can't change anymore, right? But there was a way with Dragon Piercer, if you had started it right, as soon as you start it, you can't move it now. But the glitch was, if you let go of the, I think it was L2 or whatever, to get the reticle off, you can move, you can change your angle, and right before the shot came out, you would then turn on the aiming cursor right before the aim out came out, and you can actually do a 180 on your shot. Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. But they patched it out, and ever since that, and then they nerfed something else on it. What was it? There was something else they nerfed about Dragon Piercer. I can't remember what it was. There was something else that they nerfed about Dragon Piercer. I can't remember. I can't remember. I think it was something to do with the hit values. Like they weren't hitting as much or hitting the right area where you were shooting or something. There was something else that happened. Anyway, they did all that and it completely ruined it. I think they nerfed the damage too on it or something. I don't know. But elemental damage now in Iceborne is so good, and especially for both since they can utilize it really well with the Silver Wrathful set. Yeah, you do massive damage with that set. It's nasty. It's really nasty. But that's pretty much it for the video. I'm gonna go eat. I'm like starving. But hopefully information here kind of helps anybody. And that's pretty much it. I wish you luck and all that good stuff. Take care.